Welcome to HFL 240, Maintenance and Operations 2. Welcome to the next level.
So the first weeks, 1 through 7, is going to be right from our Mechanical Systems Handbook for Healthcare Facilities,
almost 2 years ago.
And in this book, we obviously we're going to be talking about
mechanical
systems.
Now,
One of the big changes is that I was going to have a very large module related to TMMS, will be covered. Computerized controls, alternate energy systems, but a company balancing that a couple companies I've been talking to, it never really
this is going to be a nice section.
Have
I think that
while a lot of you have
pretty good
for that, so we're just going to touch on it here. We also do touch on a general other side of this.
So we're really not going to drive that
expand your scope and your awareness is going to be
in this
on the energy side.
The other competency we're not
really diving a little deeper, a little broader.
On managing
is reading and interpreting
stuff,
and actually even
mechanical
running,
and electrical and plumbing
drawings.
Some
really
calculations.
Touch on that. We are going to touch on capital justifications again,
and
we
again
are going to touch on
there's just not
very
enough time
specific
to go to
energy savings
enough, if you will.
And I know that as we go through this course, you're going to
the last
thing that we're going to
could do that,
not
or we
really
could
dive too deeply.
We haven't done that,
or we did do this, and we have done that. It's amazing as I was looking through some of the lists that we're going to touch on.
So many of them I've been
those
involved in,
and also many of them I've been never able to do
done.
We have several
modules
and
go
put together
much
budgeting,
and
lots of times when we work in
energy
our jobs, I would say probably energy 3 out of 4 times or 4 out of 5 times all the energy and effort you put into developing a proposal or request for information and a proposal,
it's really just growing.
It never gets done. That's something that we really need to do. Plus, we also have some year after year
better documents, some books that I've been getting out.
But hopefully, armed with better tools, and better knowledge, and better awareness,
are starting to compile.
That won't happen with us
and putting in
certainly we can't get everything. May not always work out, but I think that if we approach things a little differently, we speak the language of our administrators and CFOs, and we're aligned, and I can build on organization and take it a little deeper. So we can maybe get for all those reasons, we're going to be approaching. So hopefully that's what's going to happen throughout this section. Is you're going to bring things together and you're going to understand them a little deeper, and you're going to be able to get things done. That's really it. You'll also know that this is huge opportunity through these chapters and through working in healthcare module to just reduce, and even with that, overall operating costs and efficiencies 6 of our healthcare organization. To get this material, pretty excited about this section. I think you're going to really enjoy it. I know that I did. HFL going through it, maintenance and operations too. I think it's just going to be a great chapter, a great section for us to do. Now, weeks 8 through 11, a very brand new book just came out. In fact, I got it at ASHI conference. I was going to do something on generators anyway, and then this came out, and it was a document put together by a lot of industry experts and FEMA as it relates to generators and best practices and risk assessments and maintenance and operations. And the book that you have, and it's free, all you got to do is call FEMA and or get hold of FEMA and order it, is the Emergency Power Systems for Critical Facilities, a best practices approach to improving reliability. And inside of this book, it really has a pretty comprehensive overview of maintaining, risk assessing, and some great case studies when it comes to generators, which are going to teach us an awful lot about generators from a leadership perspective. So pretty exciting. I thought when I went there, I was like, that's perfect. And I ran to get, in fact, they wouldn't let you have but so many copies there. I think they had like 400 or 500 copies at the conference, and they were limiting how many you could get. So I managed to get my hands on 2 copies. But I was pretty excited about this, and I think while it comes at generators, maybe a little different approach. It's not going to be as technical, looking at the specific general components and how they're laid out and stuff like that. It's going to be more operational and leadership and assessment. I think it's going to be a great tool for this program because of what we do. Again, as leaders, we don't always have to know how things work specifically. We really know how to manage people and risk assess and really take information and create good decisions from that. So I think in some cases, sometimes it's a handicap to know too much and to get too involved in the details or go out into the weeds. And it's better to be able to trust your people to provide the information that you need. And this book really does. That's where it's really good. It's that nice middle sweet spot. And it's not too far in the details, and it's not too high level. So I'm really looking forward to this module for the course. Weeks 12 through 13, which actually was going to be a 4-week module, and I broke it down to 2 weeks because of time, is fire barrier management. Again, this is one of those core competencies for years. We've known we've needed to be very good at this, and as we've spoken about before, the Joint Commission and other accreditation agencies think that we're not very good at this. and that for some reason we continue to have lots of issues, particularly with state inspections. So we're going to need to, go through this and make this a competency. I have plenty of material. In fact, it's going to be kind of hard to parse it down. But I think there really is some very, I think when we approach this from an academic perspective and we lay this down and we do our papers and research and quizzes and tests and everything we're going to do, you're going to walk out of the course with a pretty clear, comprehensive understanding of barrier management that takes some professionals many, many, many years to understand. I mean, one of the most basic things, and I say basic, but it appears it's not really basic, is the difference between a smoke partition and a smoke barrier. In some newer facilities, they don't have smoke partitions anymore. But in a lot of older facilities, they have plenty of smoke partitions. But, most of us often confuse the two, and I'll be candid, I was one of them. I mean, I really, not until later in my career did I really get a good handle on smoke partition versus smoke barrier. And when there is a big difference on how they're managed. And also, with newer codes and standards, there's ways to get away from these smoke partitions and get yourself down to, just smoke barriers, which can just help maintenance and operations in a big way. But it really starts by having good knowledge about what is what. And that's pretty much what we're going to do in this 2-week module. The next module is competency-based training, and I allocated 1 week to it. I think that, this is probably, it really is more of a dialogue, and maybe a little research. I just want you all to have just a very solid understanding on how to approach competency-based training, because I really feel that if we approach training the right way, a lot of other problems and issues would resolve themselves. So it's one of those things where I think it is one of the big issues. We don't train well. I think that training has been given a lot of lip service over the years, not just by facilities management, but by vendors who provide training. It's just not done well, and we need to change that, and that will truly take care of a lot of issues in our profession. Week 15, keys and control access. Again, another one of those little nuances where it just will really help you to have a better comprehensive understanding about the complexities of keys and control access. And while some of this may fall to security, many times it always falls to facilities because we're the ones making the keys. I know with control access systems it makes life a lot easier, but at the same time, control access is a really big word. Not control access is not control access is not control access, and that's what we're going to break down. We're just going to break down what are key systems, what are the various control access systems, and really have just a good comprehensive understanding, because this is a very serious issue in our organizations. And again, like other things, I think if people really knew truly our competency in this area, the surveyors or otherwise, we'd have some big problems, because key control and access control is lots of holes in those systems. And we're going to talk about those holes, and we're going to talk about how to try to set things up right and really have a better understanding of what is what. So that's, again, kind of a nuanced kind of week. We're going to be getting it in this semester, so it's not going to be too heavy because we're going to be hitting finals right after that. And speaking of which, that's the last week is finals. And I know at this point I've done a lot of non-traditional finals with writing papers. Again, my plan is to, as the courses evolve, that we'll have more test-type finals. I think that taking tests does prepare you down the road for your certifications, and I know that taking tests is probably one of the weak spots for our students overall. We do much better writing papers. We do very good at discussion boards. We can do excellent at summaries and things like that, but tests is an issue where I think we can continue to sharpen ourselves, and maybe this course will be the course where we will have a final that will be a combination of exam and questions. I can tell you right now, for those of you who are in this course and Capstone 2 will have a combination of finals and exam. And this is more of a Capstone 2 comment, but I just want you to know here in this course that I am working with Ashley and others to create a credential and a test that's not the CHFM, but it's more targeted towards students graduating from programs versus experienced workers in the industry. but it's going to be a test that's more head knowledge and stuff like that than it is going to be experiential knowledge, because that's going to be the case for many, many more people coming out of programs like this and engineering programs. And I think our students are going to be the first ones to be just passing, if not crushing, those tests and getting those credentials, whatever it's going to be called. So, we're going to practice that in these courses. It'll just make us better overall, and certainly will make the program stand out as a stellar program for the industry. So finals week 16, and that's it for the semester. That's a wrap up of what we're going to be doing this semester. I really hope you enjoy it, and again, I'm really looking forward to working with you and helping us all grow as we go through this together. Welcome to Maintenance and Operations 2, HFL 240.